Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am giving you guys a no makeup look or just a very easy, fast, get out the door makeup look. This is a look that I do quite often when I just need something very quick and I know what will work and I don't have to futz around with any products. It just works and I'm in and out the door as quick as possible. So if you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. Welcome if you are new. Thank you so much for watching me. Also, if you are already subscribed to me, please make sure to hit the little bell just right on the bottom here, and that will help give you notification updates whenever I do post. So stay tuned for this look. Alrighty, so I always like to make sure in the morning that I go in and I wash my face and I also moisturize very well. Since my skin is dry, I swear to you that makes the whole foundation game just stay on so much better. If you guys want to see a skincare routine, let me know in the comments because I feel like that is so crucial before you're starting foundation. So I'm going in with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. And this is in the shade Light 6W. This foundation, this is not even a foundation, I should say. This tinted moisturizer, when I first got it, I absolutely did not like it. I was like, oh no, I do not like this. I do not know how to work this. I was watching so many review videos and everyone's looks so good. So I finally have played around with it and I don't honestly have much of the bottle left. I feel like I put a pretty good dent in how much I've used. So I found some tips and tricks of how I like to use this tinted moisturizer. I like to just go in with no primer, honestly, because this is a product that you're not going to have on for very long. It's not a very long wearing tinted moisturizer by any means. I would say it gives you a couple hours, like just to get you through the day, just to get you through a couple errands. So I feel like you don't need to go in with a long-lasting primer, a long-lasting setting spray, anything around those lines. Like I said, this is a very easy, quick makeup look. So please just get, like, maybe preference-wise, just skip the primer. If you have this foundation at home, maybe you do like it with the primer. I'm not sure. I just personally found the way I like this maybe isn't for everyone, but I just think forget the primer. That is one less step that you even have to worry about. So I'm going to take a couple pumps of this on the back of my hand, and I already have dampened my beauty blender here. One step that I feel like is so crucial before applying any type of foundation, tinted moisturizer, anything around those lines, is always making sure your sponge is dampened. I used to always go in with just a dry sponge and just tap it on my face and be like, oh, this looks so awful. But I found that if I do go in and wet my beauty blender, which I'm pretty sure you are instructed to do that in the directions, I just never really read up on it. All right, so taking probably about 2 to 3 pumps on the back of my hand. This is not going to be full coverage. It's going to be, like I said, very light. So don't expect it, which I did expect it to be like some type of, you know, medium coverage just from people's videos that I was seeing. And I'm like, oh, mine just does not look like that. But this on the website doesn't even claim to be a foundation by any means. Like I said, it's just literally a tinted moisturizer just to get your face a little bit more evened out, a little bit, you know, of the redness covered, maybe some of the acne, but not much covered, but just honestly the bare minimum. So I'm going in with that beauty blender on the bottom edge here, and I'm dipping into that, getting the bottom edge covered, and I'm going in and I'm going to build up that foundation. So right off the bat, you can just see that the coverage is very dewy, pretty glowy, and I would say it definitely stays like that throughout the day. Some things that I've noticed about this tinted moisturizer is that you definitely do not want to set it. I just feel like it starts to get really weird, and I've talked to some other people about it and they said that they definitely do not set this. Like I said, just honestly throw it on in the morning, get out the door, move on with life. And just dragging the rest of the product down the neck here. Really, you can't mess this product up too much because it's so light coverage. You're not really going to see any patchiness. Just making sure you're real blended in with your sponge here is the main key. So I'm going in with the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the shade Light 16. I noticed when I was picking out my products for this video that I'm using a lot of Colourpop, but Colourpop is one of my favorite brands all around. Literally everything that Colourpop makes, I feel like I buy it, so maybe that makes me a little biased, but there are some products of Colourpop that I do not like. I feel like in today's video I'm using quite a bit of Colourpop, so bear with me. If you have any of these products at home, feel free to use them, but if you don't, just improvise and use what you got. Just taking about 3 dots each eye, and this is not going to be full coverage. It's just gonna cancel out any of the blue under your eyes. So always make sure to look up and blend that in with your beauty blender. So it's pretty effortless, like that just blended out. I don't know what, 2 seconds? These products all seem to work pretty well with each other, which is awesome. You don't have to worry about anything not working out. All right, and then I always go in with just a fast, easy bronzer and blush combination here. Whatever's gonna blend out super fast, get me out the door the fastest, because you know it's gonna be taking me forever if I sit down in this mirror and get ready any longer than it takes me. I'm going in with the Hoolah Quickie contour stick, and I'm just going to chisel out a little bit of the cheeks and a little bit of the forehead. Super easy, fast. We are not doing a contoured look. We're just going to give the face a little bit of color. That's truly all we're going for, so you don't look dead, really. Like you don't just look like you just woke up right out of bed, even though you really did. Like you really just slept through all your alarms and now you literally have to get extremely fast out the door. So that's all I do. Usually it's like, get me out of here fast. And taking that sponge and blending everything out. For blush, I'm going in with the Colourpop Blush Sticks in the shade Cool It. And for this blush, I like to just take it the same as we did with the tinted moisturizer and put it all over the back of my hand, and then going in and picking up the beauty blender to put the rest of the product on here. So we're going in and we're gonna just put this blush all over the back of your hand. I feel like this works very well because the hand is warm and it just warms up the product so that it can go onto the face and just melt into the skin very quickly. So taking the end of the beauty blender and just dipping it into the blush here, making sure it's really coated with that blush, and we're just gonna smile and put it right onto the cheeks. So this blush doesn't really show up very quickly. You have to build it up to whatever your liking is. But you can already tell that gives you a lot of color in your skin and looks like, you know, your skin isn't so flat. And most of the product is wiped away on my hand here, so I'm going in for the other cheek and doing our same steps by rubbing it on the back of my hand here. So we're flipping the sponge over to the tip here, and we're just going to melt both of our concealers, our foundations with our blush here, so we have no harsh lines. All right, and then for the highlighter, I'm going in with the Colourpop Flexitarian Super Shock Cheek Highlighter. And at first, again, with the formulation of this highlighter, I was like, how do you use this? You absolutely cannot take a brush and dip it in there. Look, I have used and abused this product because it is so good. But when you take a brush in this product, you do not get much on your brush. Actually, it looks very chunky on your brush. So again, your only tool that you're pretty much using today is your beauty blender. This is what I love about this whole look is that you're not digging for a certain brush, you're not looking around for what tool to use. Literally the only tool that you're going to need is just going to be your beauty blender, and of course, you know, your eyebrow brush and your eye brush if you are going ahead and doing any eye work. But I am just taking my sponge on the tip here and dipping into that highlighter, and here's what it'll look like. And depending on how much highlighter you guys want, because this is a very intense highlighter, but I do like to put on a lot of highlighter if I'm not wearing a lot of makeup, because I just feel like it makes the skin look very glowy, very fresh. So that's personally why I like to take a lot of highlighter. Some people actually don't even wear highlighter and they can totally steer away from this, but if you do, this is a technique I like to do. I just feel like it gives the cheeks a really nice glowy look. So we're just gonna flip over the sponge just sort of so our product is facing down, and we're always going to smile and just placing it right on the top of the cheeks there. So I don't know if that's registering on camera there, but you can see how much of a difference that makes to the skin. And I also bring it above the brow. And if you feel like you went too far with the highlighter, you can just take your sponge and flip it over and pat out the extra, and just pat out the parts that you want to make less intense. And one trick I always like to do too with that highlighter is bring it under the brow bone. That'll help highlight without even having to go in with any eyeshadows underneath the brow. It just really makes your process a lot quicker. You could just take your sponge and dab it on and then get your brow bone, get everything covered there. And then I'll take a little bit just on my Cupid's bow and a little bit on my nose. So it's definitely optional whether or not you have time to fill in brows or not, or just go in with a brow gel. Depends on the day, depends how much time I have. If I just don't even feel like filling in my brows, I'll just go in with a brow gel. This is by the Brow Gal eyebrow gel, and I'll just take that and I'll put it through my brows. But I think today I'm just gonna fill them in just a little bit, just to have a little bit of something. Preference for sure, but I just feel like without brows, I feel a little weird. I have nice eyebrows, but I feel like with my hair color, I just need to have it be more of a warm brown versus the cool brown that my eyebrows naturally are. So I'm going to skip the brows so I don't bore you guys to death, and I'll be right back. All right, so after brows, I'm just going in with the eyes, and I am literally not doing much on those eyes. If you have time for eyeshadow, go ahead. But my fastest trick too, if you want to add a little bit of color into your eyes, but still get on with the show, maybe in 1 minute, put some eyeshadow on or whatever. I usually go in with a bronzer that's maybe sitting on my table, or maybe that I've just used or whatever. And then just taking it on a huge fluffy brush and placing that all over the eyelid, fast as possible, blend, blend, blend. So I'm going in with the Morphe E23 brush. It's just a very big, fat, fluffy crease brush that you can just blend your eyeshadow on super fast. And the closest bronzer that I have sitting next to me is the Becca Capri Coast Sunlit Bronzer. So I'm just dipping right into here, tapping out any extra, and then placing that right on the eyes. To me, that just gives, it just warms up the face a little bit. And then also, I'm just going to take the brush and pinch it until it's like a skinny shadow brush. You can, if you want, just go in and grab a different brush, but literally not kidding you if I'm like, put it on really fast, and I just pinch it, dip it in there, and then just go right under the lash line here and blend, blend, blend. So the awesome part about using a bronzer as a eyeshadow is that bronzer is already meant to blend all over the face already. So it's gonna blend over your eyes very, very, very quickly, and it's gonna help you not even have to worry about going in, getting an eyeshadow palette out, finding a color. It just gives you a nice wash of color and you're out of the door. So I like to just go in and coat the lashes with quite a bit of mascara, really build up the mascara, because I feel like if your lashes look good, you look put together. So I'm going in with the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. And if you guys saw in one of my videos prior, this is one of my favorite ride or die mascaras. It truly is what it says it is. It really does help the lashes look very false lash-ish. So I'm just going to apply a couple coats of this, and that'll really help tighten our look. Yeah, you could leave your look just basically like this, or you can top it off with a little lipstick, which I am going to do because I usually don't leave the house without mascara and or with lipstick, and I just feel like, to me personally, that just ties everything together. So I am going to go in with a lip liner. This is the Maybelline G lip liner. I think it was part of the Gigi Hadid collection. Not sure if that's still available, but it is by Maybelline, and I'm just going to line my lips. And then we're going to go in with the Colourpop Lux Velvet Liquid Lips here in the shade Can You Even? And these are a newer formula, and when I first got them, I thought they were going to be like the original Colourpop Liquid Lips, but these are actually, if I can swatch it on the back of my hands, very light. If you can see when you go in, the pigment is definitely there, but when you buff it out, it's a very sheer lipstick. So that's what I like to go in with when I'm going for a no makeup look. You don't have to go in with a lip liner, but I just like to. It just helps make my lips look a little bit more full. Taking that Colourpop lipstick, and we're just gonna place that right on. So as you can tell, very sheer coverage, which is great. And then we're just gonna finish up the look by using a little setting spray. I'm going in with the Fourth Ray Beauty Glisten Up Mist. And we're just gonna spritz this all over the face here, and that'll just help give a little bit more dew to the face and then fully set your makeup. So yeah guys, that is all I do when I'm looking for that no makeup look, or I am just in a very big time rush to get out the door, or I just want to look put together but not way too much makeup caked on my face. So I swear by all these products. I've been testing them, like I said, for quite a while, and if they work for me, they'll probably work for you, because I have very weird skin, and some products just don't work out for my skin. And like I said, all the tools that you need really are just a beauty blender and a fluffy crease brush and your eyebrow brush, or whatever you end up using for your brows. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'd love to have you here on my little YouTube family. Like I said, it's been so fun to just make these little videos for you guys. Make sure to leave any video requests down below in the comments, and stay tuned for my next video.